It's Andrew Gadd. So module 4, what we're looking here on the healing course is where you go off and do some of your own study. So I'm not going to be telling everything, telling you how to think and what to believe and what not to believe. So what I would like is for you to go off and study at least 3 other types of therapy, complementary therapy or healing. It could be Reiki, it could be spiritual healing, it could be reflexology, Alexander technique. There's hundreds and hundreds of different therapies, and what I want you to look at as you study these therapies is what is similar to healing. So the hands-on healing, or just the healing where you're just bringing in the energy, what's the difference, what differences are these therapies from that, and also what bits are similar. So I want the parts of the other treatments that are similar to just healing, energy. They may talk about healing. Reiki talks about a life force energy. Acupuncture talks about energy lines. So I just want you to go away and look at what is similar, but also look at what is different. Now, with Reiki, I find Reiki as a healing form it's slightly different than just healing that I'm showing you how to do. So I'm showing you how to heal with just the energy. Reiki there is a difference, and Reiki seems to be much more of an emotional vibration. So it creates more release, more emotional release. So me and a friend, we did a young girl with the Reiki, and she went home and her partner was talking to us, and he said she'd just come home and she was just in tears after. She was just in floods of tears. He's never seen her like it. She was crying, and he just had to carry her to bed. She was nearly hysterical. She was just crying her eyes out. When we see her a few days later, she thanked us for the treatment and for how it helped to release the energy. So yes, she went into a healing crisis. So healing crisis is when healing crisis could be where symptoms of an illness become really acute. A healing crisis could be where emotions run really high and you just cry and cry. As strange as it is, the best treatment for a healing crisis is actually more healing. But yeah, it's to bear in mind that people will have different effects. And as for this girl, she was so she felt such a release after, and felt that the healing was really beneficial. But at the time, she was crying a lot, and so with the other complementary therapies, when you look at them, some of them may seem completely different. An osteopath may seem completely different, but they're still talking about this alignment of the body and this flow of energy through the body. Many of them talk about it. Chiropractic talk very much about the spine, the nerve system, the energy that runs through the nervous system that we know of. We know there's, messages running through the nervous system, which is energy. Message is energy. Energy is message. So it's information, isn't it? So we know that there are a number of energy lines anywhere in the body. We know that. But again, they still talk about this energy and how, if there's an interruption within that energy, how it can cause ill health. When I went to the chiropractor, what fascinated me was not just the fact that the treatment treated conditions that I didn't go there for. So not only did it help with my backache that I went there for, it also treated other medical conditions that I had at the time. It didn't cure them. It made them go away. So it took away the symptoms for a while. It didn't take away the symptoms forever, because I don't have the chiropractic treatments now. But it did take them away and has eased them. So what you've got to understand is there is a lot of therapies out there, but they do all have their benefits. Bowing technique, very subtle form of healing. So subtle you think it cannot work. I've seen it demonstrated, and I believe the statements of the people that were demonstrating on. I believe that they said that they felt better. They said the next day they felt better. Why would I, not believe them. So again, with some of the therapies such as reflexology, I've seen someone having the reflexology, the person then said that I can feel that you have kidney stones, and the person having the treatment said yes, I've got kidney stones, and they told them what kidney it was in. So diagnostically, some of these therapies are very good at diagnosing, and even with healing, when you're healing someone, you can feel where the pain is or feel where the inflammation is, to the point that then you can just put your finger on there and touch it and it hurts them. You can just feel where that inflammation is. So there is a diagnostic tool within all therapies to some degree, and again very underused within Western medicine. Although Western medicine does use the eyes to diagnose conditions, does feel the stomach to diagnose conditions, does look at the colour of the skin, they do use a lot of different methods. They don't use it to the degree that complementary therapists may use them, and that's the bigger difference. And still, Western medicine needs to explore that more. Needs to explore how the eye itself can tell you what's going on with the body. The smell of the body. You know, they are looking now at dogs that can smell cancer, but they're looking at smelling people's breath and diagnosing lung cancers. The chances are, when the equipment's good enough, they may be able to diagnose what's wrong with someone from their breath for most conditions, for nearly every condition. The information is there, we just got to tap into that information and understand it. And the thing with healing is, if I'm giving off this energy, then that should be able to use that to diagnose. So where you go and you have an X-ray, they put energy into you and then see what the energy comes out like. So they send either sound waves into you, they send radiation into you. Because they're sending energy in, it can, if you have too much of that treatment, too much of that, it can harm the body. But if they're reading the energy that comes off the body, then there should be no harm to the body. So it means you could go to a doctor's surgery, and as you go through reception to say, hello, I'm here, there could be a scanner there that scans you, and that report goes straight to the doctor before you even see them. And it's not you going to the doctor saying, oh, I've got a headache, or I've got this. You go to the doctor and the doctor said, this is what's wrong. This is what the scan showed up, this is what's wrong, and this is what we recommend. So the knowledge and information is there if we can just tap into it and learn about it. And this is why I feel that we need to study healing, and we need to put massive investment into studying healing and studying these energies, because diagnostically and for treatment it could just change the way we do medicine. You know, completely change the way we do medicine. So in, you know, the Star Trek sort of world, when they just put a scanner over you, it is there. I believe it is there, that there is that potential for such equipment in time. In time. You know, they used to talk to their watch, didn't they, on these things, and everyone thought, laugh, you know, talk to your watch, you know, as a phone. Well, no, they don't only talk to watches, we use watches to pay bills. You just put your watch over a scanner and you've paid a bill. You know, it's not only the technology that is in these films many years ago, we're not only using that technology now for real, we're doing even more than what was believed possible. So what I would like you to do, go off and study 3 different therapies. You may already be a therapist, so you may know some of them, but to write down, and it would be part of your assessment part if you're doing the assessment course, you will be asked questions, and you will have to identify what's similar to just basic healing and what's different to basic healing. Thank you.